Hello, Scorpio. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main read, I'm going to use The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, illustrated by Mark Evans. It's down here somewhere. Down there at the bottom if you want to see how his name is spelled. The supportive cards, the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Redley Valentine. We're going to do relationships first, singles second. I've already shuffled. We're starting with your partner. Okay. Alright. So I'm getting no with the Oracle cards, so we're going to stick with that. Things could change, but let's see. We're going to start here with what has the situation where it is, I feel, well, what's keeping it where it is right now. You have the Seven of Wands on your side. Your partner has Temperance. Seven of Wands is someone who's succeeding through stress, overcoming obstacles, but still it's a fight nonetheless. It's just a fight that you're winning. Your partner is Temperance. They're just kind of like biding their time here. They're just trying to wait something out, it seems like. And I feel like the way these two are kind of connecting is like you're both trying to persevere through a situation, but I feel like you're coming at different angles. Like I feel like you're looking at it like, you know, I'll just survive through this. This will pass. We'll move on. We'll be fine. I'm not convinced, especially seeing what's on your partner's side, that's where they are. I'm also seeing spiritually, this is where I'm kind of drawn to next. Your partner has the Page of Wands, and if you look at the Page of Wands, every time I look at that kid, he looks like he's freaking out. It just always looks like he's freaking out to me. And you have the King of Swords, which ironically, he comes in different ways. He's a communicator, but for you, I'm really getting like, with the King of Swords, the king can be very controlled, isn't self-controlled. The king on your side, you're deciding what to say, when to say. You don't want certain things to happen. You may be feeling a certain way, but you're realizing if you start a conversation about a certain subject, that could go really bad really fast. So you might not talk about it. Although there might be some aspects of it you feel need to be talked about, so you will talk about the subject, but you may make sure the conversation does not touch certain points you feel could really cause damage. Either way, it's a very strong, very deliberate communicator. That's what this card is saying to me. So I don't really get caught up in the gender, especially with general reads, but definitely is talking about the energy here of knowing what you're saying what you want to say, and not saying what you don't want to say. So you're in control, which is a great thing. Your partner, on the other hand, though, seems to be nervous that something's going to come forward, and I feel like there's kind of like a little bit of a passive energy here, kind of wanting a situation to come forward, yet still kind of freaked out and sort of avoiding it. Like, I feel like if they try to come at a situation to try to get this conversation to come out, if you move it to the side, they let it go to the side. Especially when you have the matchup of king to page. Page does not tell the king what to do. That's just, in a hierarchy sense, that does not happen. But I'm also noticing these are like two different courts. The King of Swords, the Page of Wands, it's almost like they're two different worlds. So even though the page wouldn't tell the king what to do, the king may tell the page in this situation what to do, but I feel like there's only control as far as when the page is around the king. So in other words, I feel like you're talking to your partner, and it seems like things are online, but on their own, in other arenas, they're doing their own thing, and they're still living their life the way they want to. I feel like communication isn't happening. from their side, but I feel like they try to start pushing it forward, but if you push it a different direction, they just go right along with it. If you don't want to talk about it, then we're not talking about it. That seems to be how that energy is fitting. Okay, now I'm getting a couple different cards here. How do I go to this? I feel like there's also, because I feel like this is the most beneficial at this part, this seems to be just reiterating. You have the Nine of Pentacles, and your side, Seven of Wands, keeping, surviving through the stress, making the situation, it's a stressful situation, but you're winning. Nine of Pentacles, this is enjoying life, enjoying where things are. But you're also setting the stage. You have the King of Swords. You're in control here. Because of that, and because you're getting through these obstacles and winning, surviving them, you're making it a good situation. You're happy. You're happy. And it seems like normally this would go well, because it seems like the way you're holding yourself together, persevering through obstacles, enjoying what you can, not letting the negative things hold you down. You'd think this would be a good thing for you going forward, like you would win out. But with the Page of Pentacles on the opposite side here, your partner still, that's page energy. That's more of a passive energy. That's, especially with the Pentacles, they're going along and they're just sticking with the status quo. So I feel like you're putting in the effort, you're setting the stage, and they're just kind of going along with the act. But I'm kind of concerned on their side that it's more of an act with these other cards I'm seeing. Because I'm noticing what happens next is a major arcana card on their side, Justice, and on your side, the Two of Swords. Now I'm getting a lot of I'm getting a lot of things here where things are changing. Things are definitely changing. And this is one of the big reasons I feel like I feel like when I see Justice here, I feel like Justice is coming forward in the sense of things your partner might not have been telling you or going along with all this time they're finally coming forward. The truth finally coming forward. Justice is coming in the form of truth. I don't feel like it's going against you. I feel like it's just something that hasn't maybe been seen or been out there on the table. The Two of Swords on your side means your partner comes forward with what's going on their side. They tell you the truth. The truth comes forward, and just when the truth hits, you're just stuck with it. I feel like there's nothing left for you to fight for, nothing to persevere through, because you're just the truth is right in front of you. It's there. It's been laid out, and it's just the truth is the truth. And I feel like it kind of puts you in this deadlock for a moment. Now that being said, one of the reasons I'm saying this too is this truth seems to be putting you in this deadlock. I am seeing an ending on their side. Literally, the Death card is on their side for where they're standing. On your side, you have the Six of Swords, which is a moving on from difficulties. So it seems like they're ending and you're moving on from it. I'm also seeing what helps on their side, the Three of Wands. This is a travel card usually. This is somebody moving on a lot of times. On your side, you have the High Priestess, though, which I'm wondering how you're viewing this at this point, because I don't feel like you're over the moon about it, but I feel like this has been a struggle for a long while. And you might be like, you know what? I don't know, I feel like it's kind of you're a little annoyed, but I feel like you're viewing it you know what, I was doing all the work anyway, so whatever. I almost feel like it's a little annoyed, not you're over the moon about it, but just kind of you know what, I was doing all the work anyway, so if I'm the only one in this, if I'm doing all the work, then it was just bound to go anyway. I don't know. I don't feel like you're over the moon about it. I don't feel like you really like that this situation seems to be over. If this is hitting for you. Excuse me. But I feel like you're looking at it in a way where you're just kind of you know what? If I've been the one this whole time doing all this work to try to keep us together, to try to keep this working, I mean, there was no way I was going to make a relationship just by my own sole effort. The other person has to give too, or there's no hope. So if the other person already checked out, might as well literally check out, and I'll find someone else. I feel like there's an aggravated, annoyed energy. I don't feel like there's a freak out energy. I feel like there's just like kind of aggravated, just kind of like, you know what? You want to give up? Then give up. Just go. Like, I feel like there's an aggravated energy there. I'm not getting like upset, crying energy. I'm getting like annoyed. Because it seems like you put in a lot of energy and the other person did not. And all the time that you've been trying to fix and correct and save the relationship, the other person was not investing the same way. And when the truth comes forward, the justice comes forward, the truth comes forward about this, I feel like that's why you're in this Two of Swords, because you're realizing, you know what, I've been putting forth all this effort, but it's just me. It's like I've been in a relationship by myself this whole time. Or at least since it's been going crazy like this, or whatever's going on here. And I feel like with the Six of Swords here, it's kind of like you're accepting that what's done is done, and you're just like, you know what, I don't know, I feel like you're looking at it like it's an aggravated sense of regret, in the sense of like putting in so much effort to try to make something happen, and looking back at it like you were on your own the whole time, that it's kind of like a wasted effort, and that if you realized sooner, you probably would have given up before now, if you realized you were the only one that was actually putting in the effort to keep it going. Granted, it's a general read, but if this is how this is connecting with you, that's kind of what I'm getting, especially with the High Priestess. She takes the good and the bad, and she uses it to the next level, in the sense of like, she doesn't let it hold her down. She may be a little aggravated, but she moves forward. She doesn't let it what do you want to call, paralyze her. She moves forward. She may be aggravated. She may be aggravated for a while, and again, it's a female card, I know that, but don't get caught up in the gender. Go for male or female if you're a Scorpio, however this fits for you. But this is a card where this person may be aggravated, but they don't let it hold them back. They may be angry, but they're still not going to stay around and just mope about it. They're moving forward. They may address and hold on to some feelings for a while, but they're still moving forward. They're not going to be just stagnant and just be mired down by the sadness or anger, whichever it may be, or a combination of both, more than likely. They're moving forward. Okay, so that's Scorpio. Let's do Scorpio singles. See what we got going on for you guys. Scorpio singles. What do we got for Scorpio singles? The cards are a little slippery all of a sudden, so that makes me wonder. Scorpio singles. Scorpio singles. What do we got for Scorpio singles? Positive information, empowering information to help them move forward in the way they choose to make them happy and joyful. Help them get what they want. Okay. Telling me stop. And they're telling me no. I don't know why the Oracle cards don't seem to be connecting with either of your readings, but because I wanted to grab them, but I'm getting like a note, leave it there. So let's just read from the tarot cards and see what we got from there. Now, I'm noticing these two go together. Is this where we are now? I feel like this is going to talk about the whole situation, where you're standing and what's going on in the environment with the person you're interested in, or something going on there. I'm getting the King of Cups in the past, so I wouldn't connect it to a gender for a general reading, but somebody came forth with an offer of love, or you have feelings for someone, one of the two. But there's definitely a strong pull. King and Cups, that makes a very strong pull, one way or the other. And I'm feeling like there might be more of a whole, what are we saying with this? Someone that has a very strong, deep attachment, but is very in control of like how much goes forward and when. Very controlled but passionate feeling here. It's not like a knight, where a knight would just dash in and give an offer, try to get into the whole situation. This is more reserved, more thought out. The emotions are there, they're very strong, but it's very diplomatic in the sense of like, yes, I feel that way, but how do you feel? And how do we match up? And this is a person that has a lot, usually, especially when right side up, has a lot of self-respect for their own feelings and another person's. It can be very static in the sense of like very thought out. It can be. That's what I've noticed. But you do have a lot of emotion here. But the king usually controls his emotion. He addresses it, he acknowledges it, but he won't just let it control him. He'll move forward as necessary. He'll evaluate a situation before he gets involved. Okay. Now I'm noticing in your thoughts you have the emperor. And granted, these are both masculine energies, but I feel like you're also taking that viewpoint. And I'm wondering if this is you. I'm feeling like this is probably you, actually, looking at somebody you're interested in. Feelings are there, strong feelings, but you're just not going to jump forward. You're taking I feel like these are kind of like, almost because they're together and where they're matching up on this reading, I feel like it's really strongly saying your position. Like, you're feeling for somebody, but you're not quite sure about it, so you're going to hold back, you're going to share what you want, when you want. You're not going to move forward with something unless you're sure it's the right thing. You're thinking it through. The emotions are strong, but you're like, you know what, let me look at this a little stronger, a little quieter, a little more in depth. Okay, now I'm noticing the overall here is Ten of Wands. This is a stress card. This is usually somebody who gathers their burdens and carries them forward, does not let the burdens stop them, but is very well aware of them. Very well aware of the burdens that are in the situation, but does not let that hold them back. It might slow them down, but they still keep going forward. And they might also be questioning if there is a future. They might also be like wondering, how far can I carry this? Is this really going to work out in the long run? And I feel like especially for this reading, that's how that's coming through for me. Now, there's a lot of stress in this reading, I've noticed. Because you have the Nine of Swords, like, you are seeing a lot of stress with this person, and you're kind of like, even though your feelings are there, I feel like you're looking at it like, if I get involved with this is going to take a lot out of me. It's going to take a lot out of me. I feel like you're addressing that right off the bat. But the only reason you're kind of still considering it is because the feelings are there. Because with the King of Cups, even though he's very controlled and careful about what he gets involved with, he definitely has very strong emotions. And he's not one to just flit away. He wants to look at a situation deeply. He doesn't want to give up right off the bat. Just because something seems difficult to begin with doesn't mean he's just going to cut and run. He's going to get a little deeper to make sure that things aren't surmountable, or what type of obstacles are really here, and does he want to get involved? What is the long term? That type of thing. He's really, I feel like this is really denoting you again. You're really taking a very careful look because the emotions are there. You want to know, is it really that bad? Is this something that would get better over time? Is this something that would get worse over time? How is this going to go? Nothing. I don't feel like you're involved, but I feel like you're looking at it. You're evaluating. Like, do I want to get involved? Center is strength with the Four of Swords. I feel like you're still staying back. You're staying strong with how you're viewing the situation. You're still evaluating. You're not getting involved yet. You're not really sure if you should. I feel like things are coming forward and it's making you nervous. Now, what is happening in the future? Because I'm seeing this right here. Like, it seems to be the center is where you usually, when people watch these readings, the center should be about what's happening at the moment. Could be the past, depending on where you are in the situation. because maybe you just need to look back at this in retrospect to see how things panned out, to see if you feel good about where they are now. But for the most part, it's like you're staying out of it because you're just not sure it's a good idea to get involved. And the strength with the Four of Swords is like you're definitely in that position and you're holding to it. You're holding yourself to it. Nobody's forcing you. You're making you stay in that position because you feel like it's the best decision at this moment. Okay. Going in the future, I feel like this might be a little interesting because I'm trying to see how this is matching up, because I'm getting that these two go together, and I'm just trying to figure out how they go together. Ten of Swords, that is the environment. That's this other person. They're in ruin. Something's going to ruin the person you're interested in. But I'm noticing you have the Ten of Cups, and I'm wondering if you've waited long enough that it finally came forward what the actual problem was, and you realize this is not a match for you. This is not going to happen. For whatever reason, you found this unacceptable. This person is just, this is not happening. For whatever reason, this is not happening. The Ten of Swords, something about that person has taken them right off the table. I feel like, I don't know if I dare say, but I kind of want to say they've been devalued in your eyes. There's a problem here that is unacceptable, and you're moving on. So I feel like this person, like, you're done. Something happened there, finally came forward, and you saw whatever you've been cautious about or worried about, it came forward. Like the proof of like why you've been feeling this way or what you've been worried, like, is this the truth or is it not? It came forward, and this person, you've just decided this is a really bad idea. I'm not going to do this. And the Ten of Cups in your future is, I feel like you're kind of happy that you held back. So this good moment in the future here, I feel like it's because you did not get involved. The truth comes forward about this person, whoever they may be. The truth does come forward, and it sets you free. Because you're just like, you know what? I wasn't sure that was a good idea. Been having these inklings that I shouldn't do this, and I've been seeing things that make me think this is a really bad idea, but I didn't want to just give in to like superficial information. I wanted to get a little deeper to find out the truth. But now that I found out the truth, and this is the truth, the Ten of Swords, I'm very happy that I did not get involved. I feel like this is a good moment for you, because I don't feel like you're emotionally invested in this person, but a worry you saw in the beginning, or whatever you were worrying about, came forward, and you saw the truth of it, and you're just like, whoa, no, not doing that. You're feeling good that you held back. You're feeling like all the stress of like wanting to go forward, but holding yourself back, feeling these feelings, but still not allowing yourself to act on them, it all paid off. And the Six of Swords. You move on. You literally just, that's that. I don't know what happens with this person. I mean, because it's not you, it's them, whatever that is. They're out. They're done. And you move on. Six of Swords. Like, done. I think that kind of sums that up. I feel like you're making a really good choice here. Now, the last card I did not talk about, which I just realized I didn't, was the shadow side with the Emperor here. The Emperor was where your thoughts were. I think we talked about that. The shadow side is reminiscent of the Devil. You were standing, even back then, that you were feeling that this could go really bad. You were worried about how bad the situation truly was with this person. And I feel like that's another reason why you're feeling good about this in the future, is because you were afraid that like these fears were unfounded. When it turns out they are founded, it's another reason you just move up. You move on quickly. You're done. You're really done. I just, because it's on the table, and I kind of wanted to address it. I just wanted to bring that in as the last moment, because it feels like it's just saying like you've been feeling it the whole way through. It's why the King of Cups here was in your past, and that you didn't move forward on this. But you didn't want to give up because you're like, you know what? I'm hearing some things, but what if it's just hearsay? What if that's not really true? So you didn't get involved emotionally, but you stuck it out. You found out the truth. You got really deep in there. You were worried that the truth was that it was a bad situation, that this person was really a bad idea for you. You were getting more and more worried about it, and then in the future it comes forward and you find out the truth, which ironically makes you feel good that you didn't get involved, that you didn't give up on somebody until you found out the truth, but you also didn't get involved. So it feel like it's this moment of like, giving somebody a shot, but not getting so deep in it to where it was going to damage your life, and being able to walk away. It's like giving somebody a chance without getting too involved, and then realizing, you know what, I did what I should have, because I didn't just, close the door and not give it a chance, but I didn't get so involved that when it turns out it was a bad idea, I was able to move on without much pain. I feel like we're just kind of rehashing this, so I'm just going to leave this card here. I just wanted to say it was there because it popped out. But it's basically saying your fears are kind of realized, but they work to your benefit because they held you back. This is one of the few times I've seen the Devil card, which is the shadow side in this deck, but same difference, actually work to somebody's benefit because you were worried about it, but it turns out those fears were founded and you did the right thing. Okay? All right. I'm going to wrap that up. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.